Hi, and welcome back to the living room. We normally look at orchids when we are in the living room. Today, however, I thought I'd show you my other house plants. I call them my companion plants for orchids. Pretty much all of them take almost the same care as a orchid, such as our sanderiana here, aka the snake plant. Now this one I got from my husband's aunt. The original part of it is about 40 years old. As you can see, it's got lots of beautiful new growths. It's just been settling in and finally taking off. Now, how is it like one of our orchids? Let me get out of the lighting there. It's very much like your phals. It does not require a lot of watering. It can handle drought. Of course, it'll get a little wilty, lose some leaves if you leave it too dry. And then we're just going to kind of walk and look for them. Up here, if I can get up there, that's our carnosa, which is a Hoya. Again, I showed a video of my Hoyas recently, and I think they need more water than we think, such as, someone leave it in the comments below. And then up here is a peperomia type. Not sure what kind it is. I've had it for a while. It's in this little glass vase. I let this media dry all the way out before I water it, simply because there really isn't a lot of airflow in there. It was an experiment, doing well so far. Of course, the spider plant from the Orchid Supply Store right there, it's doing well. It requires watering, such as our oncidiums. And then we have the basic, what is that? Ivy. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the actual name of it, but anyway, this one can handle drought. It'll tell you when it needs watering, because these leaves will droop and hang, and then you water it, and in a few days, not a few days, probably about 24 hours, it pops back up. Golden Pothos, that's what the name of that one is. And of course, our African violets require lots of watering. Bulbophyllums like a lot of watering during the growing season, and I compare it more to probably an oncidium, where it'll take a little bit of drying out, but not too much. I'm going to show you what happens if you allow an African violet to get dry for too long. We have an anthurium here that I've had since 2018. It has never rebloomed. It's one of the flamingo ones with the little red flower with the yellow little spur coming out. And then a spider baby that I am thinking of putting in with another spider plant. I will show you here in a little bit. And then we have the, oh my goodness, I can never remember what the name of this one is. I think it's the silver pothos. Yes, silver pothos. I've had this one probably since 2019. They are slow to take off, but once they take off, they really do. And all of this that you see in here are vines that have kind of done this, and I've kind of allowed this one to, I want to fill this area in. But most of this, I've just wrapped the vines back into it so it can continue to grow and look nice and full. And then I just have a little air plant right there. And then up here we have our Monera Peru with the little hold on. And this one, again, probably more like an oncidium. Can take a little drought, but prefers to stay on the damp side. And here's a quick look of our March ICPU orchids all set up. Again, they're by a couple of plants, but they're not by the big guns in the back. But that African violet is right there. And then this is what happens when you let them dry out too much. I thought if I watered it, it would come back. So I haven't thrown it away yet. Apparently not. So don't let your African violets dry out, because they will literally dry out. And then in the kitchen, over my coffee stand here, I have, I believe this is the Marble Queen Pothos. And she came in very poor shape. I actually bought her on discount. She's finally starting to bounce back. And then we have another Hoya, the Pupilix right here, doing rather well. If you hear a dog drinking water, I do apologize, but Winnie has to drink when she wants to drink. There she is right there, drinking her little, well, she's drinking out of the small water bowl. She's got a large bowl, but she likes that one. So we'll let her drink out of it. Oh, and I didn't show you guys, this is my new Net Zero water filter. Much more aesthetically pleasing than that old plastic one. But over here, by the desk area, I have the, Crimson Queen Hoya. Look at these new growths, how far out they're going. So this is the walkway. And if it gets to be about right in this area right here, it's definitely going to get knocked into. But the good thing is it is starting to put out new leaves. So eventually these will get weighted down. And then there's another Publicus, the little piece that I broke off, propagated. And then my bromeliad, this is called the Red Flame. It has a nice, beautiful red flower on it, continually growing. And this one here, you do not want to let the cup dry out, or some people call it the vase, because that is how it sustains itself. I only water the base of this probably about once a month. And she's in her original nursery pot. I've not ever repotted her. So we'll see if she reblooms for me. And then this one, of course, is a foul, but this one has no roots. So every day I spritz it with a little bit of water on the leaves, put a little bit of water back there for hydration. Hopefully one day it will grow some roots for me. And then we have what's called the ZZ plant that is putting off new growth, and they do sit in front of this lovely door with this lovely east-facing light coming in. And then we have this one here, which is another Hoya. This is the tricolor, and I don't see anything going on it yet, but it is settling in, so that's actually pretty good. It's not declining, it's settling in. Over here I have a Bonkle sanderiana right here that is putting out lots of root growth. I hope you guys can see that because I am like stretching up to show you guys that. And then I need to replace my string of hearts. As you can see, she's been very neglected. It is completely dried out, but I'm leaving it here to remind myself that I do need to replace her. I don't know if I'm going to replace it with a string of hearts or maybe like one of the more succulent ones, the ones that look like little snow peas, or the string of turtles. I'm not sure. And I did move the snake plant over here now that it's spring, kind of bring it out of its little winter rest, hoping that extra light will initiate a new growth. But look how cute. Let me step back a little bit. Look how cute this looks. That's the spider plant with the spider babies and the coconut hanging basket that I recently got from Ken with the ICPU orchids. Isn't that the cutest? I know right now it looks a little sad, but as it fills out and those spider, the vines start hanging down, oh, I think that's just gonna look so great. In my bedroom, I call this the Dr. Seuss plant. It's a Dracania, but it kind of looks like the little Dr. Seuss trees. She looks like she needs some watering. And then we have a few bamboo in here. I think there's like 3 bamboo. Hey, I think there's 3 bamboo in here. 1, 2, yeah, there's 3. And they're 2 different types. So this is one type, and then this is the thicker caned one. And the pothos that I had hanging in front of the door, I moved it into my bedroom, into that corner to kind of fill that space right there to make room for the spider plant. And of course, I still have all this space here to put some plants on. Over here in this little corner, I have my Christmas cactus that sits up underneath this stand. And because it's in a self-watering pot, I don't have to take the pot in and out. That's why I have the little lip thing right there on the outside. And then, of course, we have another Hoya, the Australis, that is, look how this new growth is coming on up. Look at that. It was just barely at the tip a couple of weeks ago, as was this one. So, and it is starting to fill in with some leaves right down here. And then over here, if I can get over here, is well, put it this way. I got this one and the Monera Peru at Lowe's, actually. This is the Moonlight, which is a Sandapsis tribii. Isn't that just, I love this. I know I say this every time we look at this plant, but it just looks like someone painted this. Looks so beautiful. Again, very much like an Oncidium, where it'll take a little drought, but not a whole lot. We've got another African violet over there in the corner. And over here we have our Ring of Fire. Look at that beautiful new leaf. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. And look at that. Again, looks like a paint. Looks like someone just came through and just decided to paint a little bit. Oh, and look at the twinkle. I don't think I showed you guys the twinkle in Saturday Strolling, so there she is. Isn't she just the cutest? And then over here we have the Thanksgiving cactus that is not in this self-watering pot. I need to get some soil from Ken over at the Orchid Supply Store so that I can repot her, because right now, if I can get in there, you can see she's just in a little plastic pot sitting in the pot. So this right now is the mask for it. We have back here 2 lovely African violets, and then the Hoya carnosa, which is doing wonderful over here. I love this, love it. And then I have, I don't know if that is the rope Hoya or not, but I've had it for a while, and I've started watering it more, and it's actually growing more. So I think I've just not been watering it enough. Again, I think Hoyas need more water than we think they do. African violet down here. Oh my goodness, I call it a rubber tree plant. I don't remember the scientific name for it. But I used to grow this in my room, and it barely grew anything. Since I've moved it here, it has really shot up. As you can see, maybe you can, now you can. It's producing another lovely new leaf. And what I like to do, like this is the latest leaf. It was growing kind of straight like that. While it's still soft and tender, I'll kind of bend it a little bit so that as it matures, it kind of goes away, so they're not growing like straight up like that. So let me know what house plants you use as companion plants for your orchids in the comments below. And then of course we have our Staghorn Fern here. Again, I got this from Orchid Supply Store. Ken sent it to me. It is actually doing really well. Look at that lovely new growth. A couple of new growths coming up there. Love that. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'll see you next time.